Is it
Is it
blinking
live?
yet?
It's live.
Okay, here we go.
And we are back.
Boom, we're back.
We're still trying to get used to the new format a little bit, right?
Man, Jackson and Logan, wow, that was a lot of fun. I just had such a great time listening to those boys. They're so enthusiastic about their music, and you can tell they're just having a blast.
I did too. When there was a couple of times I looked over at you when the boys were playing, and you just had this big old smile on your face, and it was fun for me to see Jack, who I've known since he was a little kid. He's like a grown-ass man now, and just kind of doing what he loves.
Yeah.
And I know his mother has shed a lot of tears over this decision, but Logan and Jackson, man, the world is your oyster.
I know.
I'm excited.
You got to do that stuff when you're young. You know, life starts to get in the way, and you get a little jaded and a little beat down when you're young like that. You just got to do all the wild, crazy things.
I know.
Chase your dreams.
Well, I also have to tell you that after that, I told Kelly, his mother, that when I said that Brooke Bennett was my favorite Bennett, which is Jack's sister, apparently I was a discussion in their family group text, and they were all like, wait a minute, I
Really?
thought I was the favorite. And Kelly goes, wait, I have to put up with all these people. Why? I said, like, it was probably something I said when she was a moody teenager. It made her smile, and it stuck.
And it's stuck. There you go. You had a story. What were you going to talk about?
Oh,
I got a
Steve.
bunch of little stuff today.
Okay. I'm gonna tread really lightly on this story, but the
I don't believe that for a second,
I
but
am,
go right ahead,
I am,
Michelle.
But
okay.
basically what I want to know is, am I dumb? Okay? Am I dumb?
No comment.
Okay. Or am I a sucker? Or am I dumb? Okay.
It might be a little bit of both.
I don't know what it is. So
Both can be true at the same time.
I have a friend of mine, and someone was giving her a party, right? And the person that was giving her a party wasn't able to do it. And I said, oh, I'll host it at my house if you would like. You know, you can use my house. And she was like, oh, that would be great. Well, then they decided not to do it at my house, and they decided to do it at somebody else, another friend of mine's place. And so she hosted it because it was a bigger place. And apparently the host sent out, the official host sent out the invitations, and I said, look, I have all of these decorations. If you like to borrow them, you're more than welcome to. Never heard back, never heard back. I was like, no, she wanted me to take them all individually. And I was like, I'm not taking them all individually. If you want to take them, you know, whatever. And very long story short, the party comes and we go. And I said, hey, just let me know if you need me to pick anything up.
Yeah.
I'll be more than happy to help any way you can, any way I can. And after the party, maybe like 2 hours or so, I get a Venmo request for a fourth of the food. And I was like, oh, okay. So I talked to my other friend. She's like, did you get this Venmo request? I was like, yeah, I got the Venmo request. Like, are we dumb? And she's like, I think we're dumb. And she's like,
So that was never discussed? It was just...
you know, I said, hey, I'd be more than happy to help, you know, with the food or whatever. But I was like, you know, I'll go pick something up. I'll pick ice up. I'll pick, you know, whatever. Okay, so then I was like, look, I'm just going to pay it. It was like $67 or whatever, or $74. I can't remember how much it was. And I was like, I'm just going to pay it. Todd's like, if you pay this, you are... And I was like, I'm just going to pay it. The other girl and I were like, we're just going to pay it. Then like an hour later, I get another Venmo request for the decorations for like $100. Okay, granted, our name is not on the invitation. We didn't help. We didn't do anything. And so I saw my friend yesterday, and she's like, did you pay the second one? I was like, I just paid the second one. She goes, I paid the second one too. Because we just, you know, we didn't want to make our friend who the party was for.
I get
we didn't want to put her in the middle of it. And
you know, the thing about that is, though, that I think about this all the time when I'm sending messages to people. You have to be so specific, because what you think you're saying in a text or an email can be read a completely different way.
Especially as a real estate agent. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I just thought I was dumb, and my friend...
You're not dumb.
My friend thinks I'm dumb, and I'm always like, hey, I'll help. You know, can I pick up a bag of ice when I come by?
Yeah.
And I didn't know that I was paying for the majority of the party.
Did you have fun at the party?
We did. I was a little taken aback, But I did. I had a
Yeah.
good time. It was for a sweet person, and I'm glad I went. But
Yeah, that kind of stuff happens to me. Then you're in a position where, okay, is this a battle I want to fight, or like you did, I'm just, you know what, it's $167. Okay, I'm just not going to make any waves. Now, what if it had been $1,000?
well, no, but I am talking about it publicly on a podcast.
That's true. I'm sorry, whoever. Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. It's just a miscommunication.
So just let me know if you see me in public. Just go. I want to hear your dumb story too. Okay?
My dumb story. I was going through Apple News, which is, I'm not a big fan of Apple News, which is just an aggregate website where they collect a bunch of news stuff and post it there, and they try and figure out what you like, like all the news sites do. And this Huffington Post, the Huffington Post
is a rag.
The biggest rag in the world. And
next to TMZ.
Yeah. So the original ad, or the original article, news article, quote, news article, said, Trump might be making you toot more. I'm not making that up.
Trump makes you fart?
They changed the headline. Now the headline is, too many toots? What excessive farting says about your health, on a supposed news site. That's what the headline is. So the article is exactly the same. And here's what they say about Donald Trump and your farts.
Okay.
If you're thinking that President Donald Trump is making you fart more, you might be right. Fun fact, an old Australian slang term for a fart is a trump. Like, how did you dig that up?
Oh, my God.
Stress or anxiety about the current political climate or matters closer to home can have an impact on how much someone farts.
You just need to go touch grass if you think the President of the United States is making you fart
more.
Oh,
So there are two things that jumped out at me. Is, can you imagine this person that's got like a master's in journalism and they're sitting at their desk working on some, Woodward and Bernstein type article, and their editor comes up and goes, I need you to do an article about farting and how it relates to Donald Trump, please.
It was a slow news day, and anything that they can to just pin whatever.
Oh, I know. Well, the other thing that jumped out at me is, can you imagine how it smells in Minneapolis right now? Those people are all up in arms, walking around, just
farting
away, like I don't even know.
One of my favorite stories of you and me that you and I have told often is you and I were at a some sort of training class or whatever, and there was another agent in front of us
who didn't like me,
who didn't like Steve, and she crop dusted you. And now every time we see her, we're like, crop duster.
Yeah, we were in this room and there was nobody sitting right around us. She sat right in front of me, and then 2 minutes later, you and I are like, what does that smell? Nobody else was around. It was just the three of us. I'm like, I think she just farted in my face.
This is hard-hitting news here, but
here it is. You get it all on the Mallett and Michelle podcast.
Absolutely. Well, hey, a little bit of Dripping Springs news, too. The Dripping Springs High School team, the Lady Tigers, and what do they call the Boy Tigers? I don't know.
Sports?
Swim team.
Did
I not say that?
No.
Yeah, the swim team. The Lady Tigers and the boys team. They competed in the 6A district swim meet, and this weekend they are sending 17 qualifiers, including all 6 relays to a regional meet in San Antonio. I think the girls had more than boys, I think. But if they didn't, I'm just going to...
Good female swimmers out there right now. Really, really good swimmers.
I am very, very, very proud of them. So kudos to the Lady Tigers and the Boy Tigers. I don't know what you call them. The boys
I
team.
think that's great. They've had their coaches over the last 10 years or so have all been exceptional. They're really turning out some great swimmers.
I thought you would like that, given the fact that you swim all the time.
You know what my big takeaway is on that? Whenever I swim in that pool and the high school kids are in there, I feel so old and slow. Because I'm a pretty decent swimmer, and like today, there was 8 people in the pool. I was the fastest guy there. One of those high school kids show up. I
and
look
they
like
smoke you?
Amateur hour. Like I never swam a day in my life. I mean, they lap me like every 3 laps.
That's okay. They just be nice. Hey kids, be nice to the old guy in the pool.
Yeah, just slow down once in a while. Just let me catch you.
Hey, and I'm going to use Steve Mallett's term. I'm going to give a shout out to
Props.
Darius. I almost said Darius Rucker. That's actually kind of funny.
No, wrong guy.
Yeah, Darius over at Slice Street. Did you know that Darius was an executive producer of a movie?
I did not know that. He was on our podcast.
Yeah, I know.
What
I
episode
said, dude,
was
how
that?
did you
It was like
leave this out?
episode 198 or something.
Well, it's called
Oh,
Moses.
no way.
Moses the Black. It's a story follows Malik, a feared Chicago gang member, newly released from prison. And I was like, okay, back to the am I dumb? I was like, what is an executive producer? What do they do?
Senior level manager, often the CEO of a project, responsible for securing financing, managing high level budgets, and overseeing the entire production process I didn't know that either.
The pizza business is good. I'm just going to tell you.
Executive senior level manager.
That's right. So he had a special this week. It's already passed, but his special was that if you brought your ticket that you brought, you'd get like, I don't know, the whole story. You'd get all free pizzas for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's passed.
What?
And,
see what episode that is that he was on. I want to say it was hit. Yeah, just hit.
Darius.
I want to say he was 2-0. Maybe 1.
He was funny. He was really
he's a great
funny.
guy.
There he is, right there.
Yeah, 199. Episode 199.
Look at you. You're not going to remember your name, but you'll remember what episode a guest is on.
There you go, from October 2025.
Yeah, 199. So Darius, you go out there and support your local pizza guy.
He's a great guy. You get a pizza and a smile. I can't beat that. Hey, we had another Californian move into Dripping Springs within the last couple weeks.
I'm sorry, I didn't get an alert on my phone.
We all need to have that. There should be an app on that.
There should be.
If you haven't
Maybe
noticed
we'll walk out at 2:00 today and protest all of the Californians.
Yeah. If you haven't noticed it yet, south on Ranch Road 12, just south of the Home Depot, we have what looks like a giant California redwood. That is a cell phone tower.
That is so funny. You and I were driving on 12, and I was like, whenever you drive with Steve, if you ever get the opportunity to drive with Steve,
vomit comment.
Buckle up, people. And so we're zooming past this, and I look back and I go, What was that? What was that? And he goes, oh, I think that's the new cell phone tower. I said, no, that looks like a half-eaten tree or something, like something. So tell the story about this.
So we dug into it a little bit. Apparently, it is a cell phone tower, and we believe it's for Verizon because they did not have good 5G service here in Dripping Springs. So
you have Verizon.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. AT&T.
I am trash.
Yeah, trash. But they needed to build that, and the company that did it apparently has this process just down pat, and the attorneys or architects or engineers or whatever just really know how to work with the city. It all went through the city council, went through planning and zoning. They're leasing the land from the owner of that to build this cell phone tower. I don't think it's finished. It does look like
a Charlie Brown tree.
It does. Yeah, it looks pretty sad. But I think they've only been working on the weekends because they need to get a crane and it blocks off the parking lot and all that. So it isn't going to be very well camouflaged for sure. You're going to notice it when you're driving down.
It's a pine tree in the middle of a bunch of live oaks.
Yeah,
in the Texas Hill Country.
Might as well be a palm tree when you think about it. It's
a palm tree would be actually funnier, I think.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the news on that. The good news is, we need those cell phone towers. It's not a great big gray metal tower sticking up in the middle of Dripping Springs. At least they tried to cover it up a little bit. So it'll be nice to see it when it's done.
I was reading some of the arguments against it. Now, not against this one in particular, but just arguments across the United States. And people were saying, oh, well, when you camouflage, we don't know the electrical, magnetic, woo-woo stuff that comes out. And so
Those people fart a lot because of Trump.
But you only know it if you see it, or you only have it if you see it. That's where.
Yeah, I know.
That's where I was. I was like, okay, well, I'm sure there's some truth to that. I don't even know what it is. The waves.
Well, I'm sure there is some electromagnetic something to do with that. But geez, it's everywhere. There's cell phone towers everywhere, and you got Wi-Fi in the houses, and you hold your cell phone up to your ear. Obviously, there's radio or whatever cell phone waves going in and out of that.
I'm electric all by myself. I'm just gonna say, kapow.
Yeah, yes, you are. Yeah, the people that go, no, you want to sleep with your cell phone in the other room because of the waves when you're charged. I'm like, come on, you hold that thing up against your face all day long.
Yeah, why? why would I do that? Like, if I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, why would I want to go back to a restful sleep? That's stupid.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I got a couple quick shorts I wanted to run through, things that I've noticed were happening.
Hey, quick shout out, Steve. I'm going to use the word.
I've made an impression on you, Mrs. Shout Out.
Your shirt.
Yeah, I like that. Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I like your shirt.
That's the rattlesnake that I ran into the first time I was down in the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, so I'm really proud of you. You're not wearing a button down and you're not wearing a denim shirt.
I know.
So
I tried today. I looked at it and like, I'll do something
it's
different.
Cool. You're a cool cat right now.
Thank you for
Mallett.
the shout out. Yeah, I appreciate it. When I was growing up, I have images of my mom standing in the kitchen with a plastic, what do you call that? A pitcher, plastic pitcher.
Oh, like from Tupperware?
Yeah, and dumping a can of frozen Minute Maid, usually lemonade or orange juice in there, pouring in water, mixing it up with a big wooden spoon. Yeah, 3 cans of water.
1 can of frozen, 3 cans of water.
And the pink lemonade is freaking awesome. That stuff is really, really good. Well, Minute Maid just announced that was Minute Maid came out in 1946.
Oh,
it was originally designed.
Like when you were a kid, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was 12 years old. It was originally designed because soldiers needed a way to get vitamin C, and they were doing these
from scurvy.
From scurvy, to prevent scurvy. Yeah, so it was designed to be used out in the field where like a cook could prepare a bunch of juice real quick.
So they just had a bunch of frozen.
I guess I don't know.
That's the stupidest explanation.
Anyway,
okay, in the
you
field,
don't have to worry about it anymore because Minute Maid is no longer making frozen juice.
That's BS. That is BS.
Damn
How
it.
am I going to make my margaritas? Can of lime juice. Okay, then you put a whole can or two of beer, and then you use the water, and you mix it up, and boom, bada bing, and tequila.
That's a margarita?
It's a Michelle margarita. Actually, it was back from San Antonio, a place that I used to work at. They used to use frozen Minute Maid lime juice in their margarita machine, and they used to have in San Antonio the margarita pour-off is what it was.
Okay.
Because they were known for their margaritas, and that was their secret recipe. It was frozen Minute Maid,
I wonder what they're going to replace it with.
Beer, tequila, and water.
They're crying today.
They're not open anymore. But
okay, all right.
When I left, the place went to crap.
Yeah, yeah. A couple other things. There's a new grocery store coming to Austin called Goods. Have you heard about this?
No.
That doesn't seem that interesting in itself, but Goods, they've rolled it out in other cities. It's a giant warehouse underground. You pull up to a drive-through. Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. You pull up to a drive-through, and a conveyor belt from underground comes up with your groceries on it, and you get out of your car and load it from the little cart that comes up into the back of your car.
Do you get to go into the warehouse?
No. No, it's all self-service.
I don't like that.
So you go on an app.
Nope.
Yep. You order all the food.
Nope.
And you don't have to tell them when you're coming.
Nope.
You just show up.
I want to touch my tomatoes.
Well, you know what? I could see using it for like, I need some paper plates, and I need, a carton of milk, and I need a loaf of bread. I'm with you. Yeah, the stuff that you're like, okay, I want my bananas to look a certain green, and I want, the vegetables and stuff.
I want my meat to be meat.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not ordering a T-bone steak from that.
No.
Well, I wouldn't order that from anyway. But it's only right now only off of North Lamar. But I wouldn't mind, like if, I was coming back from Austin from a run, and I knew I needed like 5 things. It's pretty easy.
I wonder if because when you go through HEB curbside, there's an upcharge for that. Not only the service.
No, they said, and they have groceries from HEB, Whole Foods, Central Market.
Wait. So the Goods is just.
It's basically just an aggregator. They collect groceries from all these different places, and they have it in this warehouse. And you order it on their app. And then you show up and I guess you probably get on the app and go, I'm in lane 4. And then it says your groceries within 2 minutes. That little thing comes up the conveyor belt. You get out of your car, throw it in the back of your car, and boom, you're gone.
That's a money laundering scheme there.
Well, it might be. Yeah, they have mattresses out back.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And a cell phone tower.
A cell phone tower, yeah. The other thing was, I wanted to get your take on this. There's a group in Austin called Free Fridge. And they have 3 locations, the best I can tell. They had one off of Ditmar that they had to close. And what it is, it's a free food pantry. And they have refrigerators at these, free fridge Austin. And the one at Ditmar, yeah, it's okay. It's called ATX Free Fridge Project, and they have so people. You live in a community like here's Brentwood. I think they already took the Ditmar. So there's a fridge and there's like a looks like a pantry that you walk in at home.
Dove Springs, West Campus, and Nixta Taqueria.
Yeah, and so you walk up there, you have a bag of groceries, and you go, hey, I don't need these peas and beans anymore. You can leave them there, and then somebody else can come up.
Yeah.
You don't need an appointment. You don't need, there's nobody there managing it.
That's a sweet idea if people weren't scumbags and wouldn't take everything.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what happened? At the Ditmar one, which is pretty close to a homeless center, they were getting so much trash, they had to shut it down. People were going there, eating the food, leaving the trash, leaving their extra trash there. People were dropping off food that wasn't edible anymore, had to be thrown away. So they had to close it down. And I wonder, what does that say about human nature? That something, I mean, that's a great intention, right?
Yeah.
You want to help people that are having issues getting food, but it's not executed very well.
It's just a little glimpse into what is going on in our country right now is that, I don't know, I just think it's gross. I think that, first off, I think people would intentionally drop off food that is spoiled to harm the homeless or the less fortunate.
Oh, that's sad.
Number one.
I didn't think about that.
And I also think that somebody who had a great, brilliant idea that wants to be able to give back to the community and the nefarious people just thought, you know what? No, I'm going to screw that up, and I'm not gonna do. I'm watching this show. Victoria was telling you about it, and the episode I just watched was about the Great Potato Famine, and it was really sad to me. Like, I've heard about it in history, and I looked at it from this show from her perspective, and as the Queen of England, she was like, oh, because they were Catholic, they didn't deserve to have food, and which is crap. So this right here, this makes me sad. This makes me really sad.
I think there's a lot of things that happen in our lives where somebody has a good intention and a good idea, and then as soon as human beings get involved, we really show, not all of us, but some of us show our lowest side, and it impacts everybody around. I feel bad kind of for people that live very close to these things because it probably does attract. I'm sure there's people showing up there that really need the help, and they take good care, and they're good people. But I think there are some people that just throw the stuff on the ground, and they could care less. They feel like life's handed them a bunch of sour apples, and they're just bitter, and they don't care about.
Well, and if you handed them a bunch of sour apples, apparently they're going to donate them here because one of their FAQ is, why don't you accept raw meat, expired, and opened food or alcohol? Okay, first off, don't be a ding-dong. While we agree that some dates may not accurately reflect the precise dates that food goes bad, we still have to consider the well-being of those who utilize our fridges. That brings up, one of the first things when you said this to me was food safety. So you go to a restaurant, right, and there's the health department and stuff like that. So how are you, granted this is a great idea, executed probably a little poorly, how, are you, like, if I was homeless,
that would be my concern,
and I ate something that was bad, now is this nonprofit liable for me going to
say you had some chicken in your fridge, and you're like, okay, I got to thaw it out, I'll put it on the counter, and then 3 days later you went, oh damn, that chicken's been sitting there. You put it back in the fridge and you drop it off at the food pantry. You can't tell that it's spoiled, but it's obviously bad. I'm sure people do get sick from that.
Well, they also have one that says, what do you do if people are taking too much? This is a tricky one. The truth is, we will never police the fridges, but as part of our mutual aid values, we choose to give without expectation, trusting that people taking food will know what they need. So it's kind of counterintuitive what they closed one because
people were just
doing
people were being people, but they're we're going to trust people. It's a good idea. Probably, it's sort of like those pizza places that come out and go, oh, we're not going to tell you how much to pay us for pizza. You just pay us what you think it's worth.
Tell me what
they go out of business. Not one of those businesses ever survives because it's a $5 slice of pizza or a $3 slice of pizza. That person pays you 50 cents. You can't stay in business.
I agree. Well, I've seen on TikTok these videos, like they'll have little cameras of these farmers and stuff leaving eggs on the side, free eggs, take what you need, blah, blah, blah. And somebody will come in, or like a donation box, you know, we're like, here's some eggs, put donations, and somebody will just come and wipe them out.
Yeah.
So
and leave like 75 cents,
well,
or if they leave anything.
I bet your farts smell, and you're farting all the time.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. One last thing, and we're gonna wrap up. We joke around all the time on the show about, you know, I'm hating on California, or I'm hating on, you know, something else. It's just it's satire. We're just playing around. But I wanted to make sure
Did
people.
you just get paid off? Were you threatened?
I got paid off.
Were you threatened,
They
Steve?
gave me $1.50. I will say anything for $1.50.
Were you threatened?
Yeah, they
Blink.
threatened me.
Look at me, Mallett.
Yeah, yeah, I'm good. But, you know, I just want people to know we like to point out policies and situations out there that stifle people's freedom or create situations where it just keeps crooked politicians in office and that doesn't do anything for the people that they're supposed to represent. That isn't us hating on anybody. That's just us pointing out things that we see in the world that are not legit. We've had people in here that I've not agreed with politically or about religion or a lot of things. I'm still going to be respectful to them.
They're still fascinating.
Yeah.
I love it.
I know. And I learned something from those folks every time they come sit in here. So I don't want people saying, oh, they hate on California.
Well, you know what, though? You can find common ground with almost everybody.
I would say everybody. And you can find common ground with
everybody. Are people in this town that... you know, I know them from just their social media persona on the neighbors page, but those are the kind of people I want to get in here. I want them like dive down and go, not to quote throw them under the bus.
I want to hear their point of view, but we are going to record with the door open because they'll be farting a lot. We know. So,
maybe that's you.
Yeah. Well, it's been a fun show. I really enjoyed that time with Logan and Jackson, and we really are honored that you all spent this time with us today.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Goodbye.
I left you hanging.
Goodbye.
Thanks, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thank you all. I don't know.